Hi everyone, welcome to a new series I'm going to be doing weekly, sponsored by Phemex. Link to trade with me on Phemex will be in the description below. One of the only exchanges left for us UK guys to trade with non-KYC. Great UI and great options for trading there. This series is going to be weekly, like I said, every Monday. Monday market review. We'll quickly scan over the market and any altcoins that I have an eye on for the week coming. Potential trade ideas that we can take. I'm going to try and keep these videos between the 5 and 10 minute mark. I don't want to long it out too much. So let's get into it. Obviously BTC last night had a pretty large flush across the board, you know, 8% move, with most alts doing that 10 to 15% mark. Now BTC moved back down to fill this wick, which is always nice after filling these imbalances as we like to view them as, like unfinished auction here. So BTC now completely filled this area. We could say that a reversal could come from here now. Where I would like to see BTC reclaim would be probably around that 41,200 region. And then maybe chop here whilst alts continue to run, and we'll get onto that shortly. But 41.2 on BTC, and maybe we can see a push back towards these highs and then flip there, even back towards that 44k mark. Wouldn't be surprised for that to be the weekly low for now, and see price continue to trade sideways. A strong break back above the previous week value area low at 41.9, then we could continue to see bracketing on BTC. But for now, we can definitely expect BTC to continue to range and bracket for the rest of the month, whether that's from, you know, 42k to 40k, or even as high as 40k to 44k. I think BTC would likely bracket for the rest of the month, with altcoins looking to push higher. Definitely with ETHBTC looking the way it does. I hate to say it, and dare I say it, but ETHBTC potentially forming this over-under setup, deviation and a nice bottom. If this ETHBTC setup can break out, likely it will trade towards 0.06 in December, which would obviously give a nice push from alts across the board. For altcoins and Ethereum to run, we need to see BTC sort of give the rest of the market a breather and a bit of space in doing like a sideways range, or like having that be the bottom for BTC. Then we can see that happen. Something to notice from BTC.D is that every time BTC has broken its previous price structured high, it's ended up selling off back towards the area, bottoming, and then moving higher. Again, here you can see BTC broke the high, pushed up, came down bottom, and pushed higher. In this case, we kind of broken this trend on BTC. We've pushed up above the previous high and failed to actually hold and then, you know, form this bottom here. So BTC.D could be topped here, and looking at moving back towards that 52%, which also gives me that bias that we can see some relief from altcoins, and that space and that breather that altcoins need for them to move in their own accord. ETH retested a really nice level here, this 2120 area, which previously acted as a reversal point 4 times in the past year and a half. Holding that area is great for ETH, and likely we can see a reversal back towards that 2500 level, which I would like to target before the end of the year. Moving on to the lower time frame for ETH. Sort of what I'm looking for here is fairly simple, and the area that I would be interested in chasing longs back above. For now, this is a good place for ETH to reclaim here, but even better, ETH reclaiming that 2230 region. You can be confident that likely if ETH reclaims that 2230 region, you could see it trade back towards this 2350 and even higher. That's the setup for the week on ETH now, and likely my trigger to chase altcoins across the board. A reclaim of that 2230 level we look for a trade back towards that 2360, right? A lot of confluence here for a bottom in ETH, a call off in BTC, and a bottom in ETHBTC and a call off in BTC.D, which is the ultimate scenario for us to see the rest of the market take a breather whilst BTC may move sideways, right? Sort of taken my eyes off BTC for the time being. A strong reclaim of that, 41,300 area, as I spoke of, 41,200. Then maybe we can chop, and that's when we get that range and the sideways movement from BTC with the rest of the market to move into its own sort of cycle or trend, whatever it wants to do. Quickly go on to talking about some altcoins I'm looking at for the week. INJ, TIA, SNX, OP, and RNDR, which we'll go on to shortly. INJ, obviously clearly very strong right now. I think if INJ, you get any drop towards this 22.25 level, that is a great buy opportunity. For now, I'm actually watching to see if we hold here, and if we start to bounce, I would look to potentially play the continuation and the rally higher on INJ. If this starts to break out, I can see this continuing and just forming this really strong upside PA, so also watch out for that. TIA, an altcoin that a lot of people watching and have been mentioning. If it manages to break this 11.7, this 10.7 region, then we look for that push higher. Until then, maybe we can get a fill lower on another pullback, which I'm questioning that we even get at this point. But like I said, ETH reclaim that 2230, look to start chasing some longs, especially if levels start getting flipped higher. We can see that Santa rally, which would be fantastic. SNX looking for a drop towards this 4.3 level. The higher time frame on this looks really nice. Potentially flipping a key level here on SNX. A strong break above this 4.3 area. We can see a move as high as $7, which would be great and highly possible for SNX as long as we hold that 4.3 region. So for SNX, looking for a drop into that level, or equally a break back above 4.5. Maybe we have the breakout, a little deviation, and then we look to trade higher and look to chase price higher. OP, I mean, this is definitely one of the strongest alts right now. The V-shaped recovery from last night, sell-off, reclaiming these highs. This looks like it can form a really nice bottom with some momentum divergences on the lower time frame. We can see the awesome oscillator curling up and the RSI also curling up with price making lower lows on the lower time frame. The trigger for me on OP now would be a reclaim of that 4.3 area, and again I would look to chase price higher. That's something that I'm not scared of doing, especially if the market gives me the triggers to do so. Basically waiting here for any new triggers, which likely means me chasing higher. That break above 2230 on ETH would be the long, and you could look to target 2350 and probably even as high as 2455 to 2500, topping out in December, moving into January, where we get that final sell-off across the board and look to pick up a spot into the ETF approval. That's pretty much my plans for this week. Links to join WWG and to trade me on Phemex are in the description. I hope this was helpful, and I will catch you guys next Monday for the next episode.